Hello, sports card investors, and you are looking live at the VintageBreaks booth at the National. I have lost my voice out of excitement and sheer anticipation for what we are about to do here. This is a pack of 1952 Bowman baseball that is still sealed, a 5-cent pack back in 1952, today worth around $20,000. There are very few of these left in existence, and there was going to be one less in just a minute, because we're going to crack this open and we're going to do a break here and show you what we got. What a moment this is going to be.
That's right.
Are you ready to crack it?
Oh yeah, I'm ready, Jeff. Let's do it.
This is going to be wild. All right, I got to watch your. We got to get in close over here, because this is going to be crazy. Now you do this often, I guess, right?
On a regular basis, yeah.
Do you get nervous at all?
I used to. Not much anymore. There we go. All right.
The shards are going flying. Be careful, everybody. Be careful. Have you ever opened a 1952 pack before?
I can't say that I have. They're pretty rare.
This is 1952 baseball?
1952 Bowman baseball, a $20,000 pack.
This is a $20,000 pack.
6 cards.
And the point of opening this is to
Find a mantle or a mace. Find $1 million card. And this is the best television there is right here. You're a pro.
Yeah, we do this once or twice a week.
You are a pro.
Yes, sir. Go.
Wow. The aftermath. Wow.
All right. You guys enjoy that break. Layton's gonna join you guys.
Thank you. Thank you. Wow, that was something. Watching that get broken out. Nice work. That was something. Wow. Wow. That was incredible.
So you can see why we said you should potentially wear goggles when doing something like this.
Yes, that went flying. Layton, this is exciting. So at VintageBreaks, you guys do this kind of stuff often, right? Old packs?
We do old packs often.
Right.
And for those that don't know us, we are VintageBreaks. We've been doing this for about 5 years, and we really took a love and a passion of simply just opening up old packs.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it blossomed into something much bigger, such as set breaks, hit randoms, and so much other stuff. But let's just make sure we take a moment. Jeff, I sincerely appreciate you and your team joining us today for this epic break here at the 2022
I'm excited.
Atlantic City National Sports Collectors Convention. And I'm not sure if you've seen, but you probably have the 55 Bowman video from years ago. If we hit something epic, there is a possibility my eyes may come out onto the table in front of us. So I do apologize ahead of time. But what we're about to do is historic. There's only about a dozen or 14 or so in the PSA Pop Report.
Of this pack?
Of this pack.
Wow.
And for those of you who are just tuning in, do yourselves a favor, check out the Pop Report of the 1952 Bowman baseball set, because you're going to be amazed. There's only been about 75 10s graded from the whole set. Believe it or not, Mantle has 2 10s already graded. Mays has none.
Wow.
Musial has none.
Wow.
Pee Wee Reese, none.
Wow.
Campy, none.
Wow.
And so to give you some perspective, forget about a 10, right? A 10 is,
almost impossible, even if it's pack fresh.
Even if it's pack fresh, right?
The chances of it being a 10 are almost impossible.
But the last PSA 9 of Mantle sold for well north of $500,000.
Right.
The last PSA 9 of Mays sold for well north of $500,000. And we nined that 55 Bowman Mickey Mantle from the pack heard around the world from the Cleveland National years ago. So realize we can still have greatness occur and transpire even if we don't get a 10.
Yeah.
So first off, we appreciate you being in the break. Special shout out to Sam Frank, John A, and Larry, and of course the VintageBreaks community who made this break possible. There are actually 6 cards in the break, and I've had a number of people around the National
Only 6 cards in these packs.
Yes, they asked me why are we not selling 6 spots instead of 5?
We're selling 5 spots, so everybody's going to get 1 card.
Yes, but wanted to explain to everyone the rationale behind it. So we know that the gum is on top of the pack.
Okay.
And it is likely touching, at the very least, the first card. Beyond that, we can't predict.
Okay.
And we've opened up enough packs to see or say that, you know what, it may affect the first card. So we're going to randomize that card to one of the other 5 spots in the break. Same thing with the wrapper. And we're going to start with spot 2. So everyone else will get a card that doesn't have a gum, that's not directly underneath the gum.
Right.
And of course, we're hoping for Hall of Famers, but we truly don't know. You know, it's not like when you open up a rare bottle of wine, maybe it's going to taste good, maybe it's not, but you know what you're getting.
Right.
This is a little bit different.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So my question for you, Layden, if you pull the mantle or the maze, are you going to eat the piece of gum from 1952?
So I'll tell you, I've said before, and I've never eaten old gum on camera. I do so for my, in the name of my son, and you know, supporting his condition, which is congenital hyperinsulinism, for charity. However, if we make history today at the National, and we pull a Mickey Mantle or Willie Mays, I will begrudgingly eat a piece of the gum.
I hope you get to see this in just a moment, ladies and gentlemen. For all of our sakes, let's hope you get to see this.
Let's hope so too. Once again, thanks for everyone who's here live. I appreciate everyone who's watching the stream, and most importantly, thanks to you and your team for making this something that's going to be memorialized today at the 2022 Atlantic City National Sports Collectors Convention.
This is cool. Only see this type of stuff here. This is awesome.
And to be clear, I've not seen another 52 Bowman pack for sale at the entire National.
Yeah.
So we're really taking something special out of circulation, but we're hoping that we're going to uncover a true gem mint beauty.
Yeah, and what we have seen at the National is hype around 52 baseball cards being huge because, of course, on the top side, you've got that mantle setting records. The Bowman set is every bit as beautiful as that top set.
Absolutely.
So,
and speaking of that mantle, special shout out to SGC for grading such a beautiful card. It's supposedly going to sell for well north of $10 million. And then a special shout out to my friend Jess and Mark from Bleecker Trading. They're also in support today of our 1952 Bowman Baseball Wax Pack break. Without further ado, we are about to bust this open. Thanks to Sam for getting this out of the PSA plastic tomb that it was in. That is a beautiful, beautiful pack. Can you imagine being a kid and taking $1.20 to the store and buying a full box of this in 52?
Yeah, that's... I wish I were around to do it. I wish I were around to do it, Layden.
Absolutely. So we're going to show it to the crowd in case anyone want to get some pictures before we open this.
Got a nice crowd gathered around here.
Yeah, we do. Here, I'll show it off a little bit this way.
Layden, don't eat the gum.
Well, I'm happy to eat the gum if we pull a big one. All right.
Telling the crowd you're going to eat the gum if you pull them in?
Mantle or maze? All right. I got to be honest with you, Jeff. I got goosebumps. I've opened some great packs.
This is a big one.
Yeah, it is.
This is a big one.
Yeah.
It doesn't get much bigger than this. I mean, goodness gracious.
Well, I guess we're going to have to top ourselves and do a 52 tops in the future.
Oh, wow.
So I can feel the gum is right here on top.
Okay.
So once again, the card underneath that will be given away at random, and all the other spots will be below that.
Okay.
So I'm going to try to cover this up. I don't want everyone to see.
I appreciate your steady hands.
Yeah.
Wow. Is the gum normally that large? Or
It is.
Has it? Okay.
It is.
It hasn't just expanded over time.
No, but it's really gross.
So that's going to be a lot of gum for you to eat in a minute.
Well, we didn't say I was going to finish it. We said that I would try it.
It's a large piece of gum.
We said that I would try it. I'm going to have to go to the hospital after this.
A very large piece of gum.
All right. So the first card, which we know is attached to the gum here, we're going to take it off. And let's move the card savers. So we usually don't have this kind of crowd for a live break. So this is... a little more pressure than usual.
Let's get a little applause going, everybody. Let's go. A little energy right now. Let's go.
So, wow, that's really gross. We'll see if we're going to leave it for now. So the first card, which is affected by the gum, is Joe Astroff.
Okay.
And great. Thank you. You can see that the gum has turned some sort of nasty gray.
Yeah.
Which, even if I do have to eat this, just to be clear, I can't eat the whole thing. I would eat like a small piece.
Well, I don't know later.
All right, we'll see.
Depends if it looks like it's going to 10 or
We
not.
got a mantle and a maze.
If it's a mantle and a maze, I think we're eating everything.
So spot number 1 is Walt Dropo.
Okay.
He was a very good player. You can see the card is very fresh, very mint in terms of the corners, but the centering, of course, is left up to the centering gods.
Okay.
And the first one is centered fairly well left to right, but top to bottom you can see is a little bit off.
Yeah, and so that's going to Samuel, who entered the break.
Yep, so that's going to Samuel F. And the next.
Now, is the centering an indicator of how all the cards are likely to be at this point, or no?
It could
you
change.
never know. You
never know.
Okay.
Especially, you got to remember when they're cutting the presses in 1952.
Right.
They might have been smoking cigarettes in the same shift at the same time. Like they're not paying close attention.
Sure.
So anything's possible.
Okay.
So this is the first card from the 1952 Bowman pack break, not affected by the gum. Walt Dropo. But can you imagine just sitting down and open 24 of these packs?
Oh my gosh.
And there's not even 24 in existence in the PSA pop
that's
report.
wild.
That's how special this is, what we're doing here. So that's
All
spot
right.
number 1.
All right.
Spot number 2 is going out to John A. He's a VintageBreaks OG'er. Preacher Rowe, former Dodger great.
Okay.
So not a Hall of Famer, but he was a very good ball player. Get that in a card saver right away.
Cool.
So very sharp corners, a great look to it.
Yeah, it's got a nice eye appeal on that one. Good color. The coloring's really sharp.
You can tell well, of course, they've been.
This pack's been very well preserved.
Yes.
Really nice color. Really nice color.
It really pops. The cards are super sharp. So if we're able to get anything that's remotely centered, the card should grade high.
Okay.
So that's Preacher Rowe, former Brooklyn Dodger great. That's spot 2. That's going out to our very own John A. All right. Spot number 3 is going out to Larry C. I see Cleveland. I'm hoping it's Bob Feller. It is Bob Avila. So you can see a common theme so far. Cards look great, but centering has been a challenge for us.
Centering is a challenge.
Yep.
As it is a challenge with a lot of the early baseball. I mean, this is a very common thing.
Absolutely.
But even still, that's still going to grade well. The centering will grade down, but I mean, obviously...
This would be like a 9OC. So for those at home that would like to know what this would grade, my guess is it would be a PSA 9OC.
Yeah, because
the
the corners and edges are tremendous.
Yes.
The surface looks great. So you're really only dealing with centering as an issue.
Yes.
And then from a comp value, that typically takes it down a couple of grades.
Yeah,
right?
so like a 9OC would be like a
7.
7.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not going to be worth a ton of money. However, this is an amazing experience that you cannot replace.
100%.
And
100%.
you can also see how we're opening it, even though we're talking about it now, only on card 3. I didn't want to talk about it before because I certainly don't want to jinx anything, but you never know with the gum.
Yeah.
Sometimes the gum can impact more than just the first spot. So part of the reason why we were comfortable buying a PSA 8 and breaking it is because the pack itself looked like it was in such nice shape that it almost looked like it was selected by someone back then to kind of put on that shelf and put away.
Yeah.
So, we still have a couple more shots here in the pack. So that is card number 3. Whoops, excuse me. That is card number 3. In the middle and over there. All right,
this next one's mine.
This is an important one.
This next one's mine, Layden.
I feel electric
Card
pressure.
number 4 is mine. Let's go.
Good luck
Let's
to
go.
Jeff and Sports Card
Thank
Investor.
you.
Thanks
Go,
again for
Let's
joining
get
the break.
going.
Let's go. Let's see some Hall of Fame fire. What do we got here?
I see someone throwing a baseball. Who we got?
Bobby Adams.
Okay.
It is a very nice card. Unfortunately, a little bit off-centered, as you can see, left to right.
It is.
That is the breaks, as the pun is intended there.
Sure.
But you can see that, once again, it's following suit of very sharp, very bold color.
Yep.
However, the centering gods have not been that nice on this particular run of cards, but we have one more shot in the pack.
We do. All right, Bobby Adams, Cincinnati. Very nice. All right. There we go, a Cincinnati Red, an old Cincinnati Red. So there's enough people out there who try to build these old sets.
Well, speaking of that, so that's what makes this break special, because I believe that even if PSA doesn't label these, meaning like as from the 1952 Bowman pack break done at the National, special provenance, let's say, on the holder, I think there's enough people out there on the PSA set registry that are completing a 1952 Bowman set that might like to know that one or a few of their examples came from a pack that was just opened this year.
Came from this video.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so we've got one more card to go.
We have one more chance.
All right, so let's try to get a Hall of Famer. Let's try to get something big.
Samuel Hall of Famer. All right.
All right, Samuel's got this last spot too. Come on, Samuel.
Good luck, Sam.
Let's go here.
Sam.
Let's get him something.
All right. You can see the wax got it.
The wax
Saul
got that one.
Rogovin.
Okay.
Nothing special, but that is a possibility with a pack from
Sure.
this era, is that the top card can be affected by the gum, and sometimes on occasion,
Yeah.
the bottom card can be affected by
Yeah.
the wax.
Yeah.
So you can see they were selling these for a nickel back then. Not a lot of thought was going into production. But even though the centering is off, you can see very sharp once again, really good color. Now wax, listen, I'm not someone who knows how to take wax off of a card, but there are people out there that say with pantyhose or something like that,
Sure.
maybe an old tale of some kind, an urban myth, that you might be able to remove it. But regardless, you can see the centering from the front isn't going to grade much higher than a 90C, which once again we said would be like a PSA 7 equivalent. So unfortunately, no fire out of these packs, no Hall of Famer.
And that's what happens. I mean, regardless of whether you're opening 2022 Prism,
You never know.
or 1952 Bowman, the experience is the same. You occasionally get the fire, sometimes you don't. But
Absolutely.
it's still really, really cool to know that we're literally 70 years from the time that those things were put into the pack, and here they are 70 years later. They're coming out. It's kind of like the ultimate treasure hunt that we just did.
I sometimes, and I'm sure you the same, feel, Jeff, that in what we do for a living in the hobby, it's sometimes hard to stop and smell the roses. And so even though we didn't pull anything great, this is one of those times for me where I feel very fortunate and very grateful to be able to do something like when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I would have killed to do this. I would have mowed the lawn for 1,000,000 days in a row. I would have made my bed for till now, until the end of time. I would have walked the dog for an extra shift every day for a year, just for the right to open it.
Yeah.
So it's not lost on me. We got a lot of folks watching. I appreciate everyone tuning
Absolutely.
in today. Sam's gonna be back in just a few minutes. He's gonna bring the fire, and we're gonna have some fun to close out the Saturday here at the National Sports Collectors Convention. But that's what is not lost on me, is the ability to stop and smell the roses and enjoy a moment like this, which if it wasn't for you, if it wasn't for the Vintage Breaks community, if it wasn't for the energy from the live crowd, this is not the same kind
Sure.
of thing. Even if you have the money opening this at home, and this really goes out to the whole breaking industry,
Yep.
we're really bringing that excitement to people and the ability to participate, in our case, things that are not really available anywhere to be found. And so we're just very grateful for
It is
that.
a special moment indeed. I appreciate you letting us be a part of it.
Absolutely.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Layton. Thank you, Vintage Breaks. And thank you to you guys out there. If you enjoy this, hit like, hit subscribe, because who knows? Maybe at next year's National, maybe we do this again. And maybe we pull the mantle and maze. Until then, guys, we hope you enjoyed all of our coverage at the National. We'll see you soon with our next episode. Take care.